They made one fatal mistake. They threatened his family. The gloves are off, the king is done negotiating, and Tulsa is about to learn what happens when you push Dwight Manfredi to his absolute limit. This isn't a business dispute anymore. This is a declaration of war. Art of War opens with Dwight Manfredi surrounded, his empire under assault from every conceivable direction. The fallout from the previous episode is catastrophic. His meeting with Quiet Ray was not a peace offering. It was a sophisticated trap that has backfired spectacularly. Now, a powerful New York mob boss is not just an adversary, but a vengeful one, operating under the misinformed belief that Dwight tried to have him killed. This misunderstanding turns a potential alliance into a blood feud. Meanwhile, Cole Dunmier's botched and humiliating ambush has had unintended consequences, pushing his father, Jeremiah, into a state of desperate, cornered rage. A man like Jeremiah, with nothing left to lose, is the most volatile enemy of all. But the most strategically devastating blow comes from the federal government. With his most loyal lieutenant, Bill Bevacqua, now in custody, Agent Musso's leverage over Dwight is absolute. The walls are not just closing in, they have become a prison. Every single one of Dwight's enemies has simultaneously escalated their attacks, creating a perfect storm designed to shatter him completely. However, in their coordinated assault, his enemies have committed an unforgivable sin, one that changes the entire nature of the conflict. They have targeted his daughter, Tina. This is the line that should never have been crossed. For years, Dwight has fought to keep his family separate from the brutal underworld he inhabits. By threatening Tina, the Dunmiers and the feds have made this deeply personal. This is no longer a battle over bourbon, territory, or money. This is now about blood. The threat to his daughter acts as a trigger, unlocking a primal, ruthless version of Dwight that Tulsa has not yet seen. His family, once his greatest vulnerability, has now become the wellspring of his most formidable and frightening strength. His enemies thought they were applying maximum pressure to break him. Instead, they have forged him into something far more dangerous. Pushed beyond any semblance of patience or strategy, Dwight Manfredi abandons defense and launches a breathtakingly bold offensive. The promo for Art of War gives us the iconic shot of this new mindset. Dwight, alone and radiating purpose, marching directly toward a government building. His target is the corrupt attorney general, the very man in Jeremiah Dunmier's pocket. This isn't a covert move or a strategic negotiation. This is a public, in-your-face declaration of war on the entire system backing his enemies. He is taking the fight directly to the source, using pure, old-school intimidation to destabilize Jeremiah's political protection at its root. The Art of War is no longer a theoretical text. It is Dwight's new, brutal playbook, and he is writing the first chapter himself. This reversion to his roots is a seismic shift for Dwight's character. The final shot of the promo shows him, his face a cold mask of fury, gearing up for a level of violence we haven't witnessed since his arrival in Tulsa. The man who dreamed of a legitimate empire is gone, replaced by the seasoned general from New York, who knows that to win a war, you must sometimes be willing to burn everything to the ground. As Dwight transforms, so does his crew. Tyson, in particular, is forced to evolve at a breakneck pace, shedding his innocence and showcasing a new, hardened understanding of the criminal world. He is becoming a soldier in an army he never asked to join. The trust within the crew may be fractured, but the shared will to survive is forging them into a harder, more cohesive unit. Dwight is leading with the instincts that kept him alive for 25 years in prison, and his crew has no choice but to follow him into the fire. The stage is now set for a conflict that will consume the rest of the season. Art of War is the definitive turning point, the moment the Cold War ignites into an inferno. Dwight's confrontation with the Attorney General is a high-stakes gamble that could either decapitate the Dunmier operation or bring the full, unforgiving weight of the law crashing down upon his own head. He is now fighting a war on two fronts, against the local tyranny of the Dunmiers and the national reach of Quiet Ray's New York family. It's a strategic nightmare, but a personal crusade. The promo promises a return to the visceral, violent roots that first defined Dwight Manfredi. We're about to witness the unleashing of a father's wrath, a king's vengeance. The central question is no longer if there will be a war, but how much of the city and his own soul Dwight is willing to sacrifice to win it. The chessboard has been shattered. Dwight Manfredi isn't just playing a new game. He's rewriting the rules with his fists. The declaration of war is one thing. The execution is another. Dwight's opening move, confronting the Attorney General, is a masterstroke of psychological warfare. He isn't going in with lawyers or threats. He's going in with the one thing corrupt politicians fear most, the undeniable presence of the consequences of their actions. By looking the AG in the eye, Dwight makes it personal. He is making it clear that the shadowy protection the AG provides to Jeremiah Dunmier now has a face, a name, and a very long memory. This is Dwight weaponizing his own notoriety. He's telling the system that if they are in bed with his enemy, they are now a valid target. This move is designed to create paranoia and force the AG to second-guess his alliance with Jeremiah Dunmier. Is the political favor worth having Dwight, the General Manfredi, as a personal enemy? This is high risk, but it's the only play left when you're outgunned and outmaneuvered. Simultaneously, the fallout from Bill's arrest creates a power vacuum and a crisis of intelligence. With Bill in a cell, Dwight is cut off from a key part of his operational muscle and, more importantly, his counsel. This forces the rest of the crew to step up in ways they might not be ready for. Mitch, Armin, and the others must now operate without their bedrock, making them more unpredictable and potentially more dangerous, but also more vulnerable. Agent Musso, holding Bill, now has the perfect pawn to play against Dwight. Will he try to turn Bill, using him to get to Dwight? Or will he simply use Bill's incarceration to demoralize and destabilize the entire crew? Bill's absence is a quiet, constant drain on Dwight's resources, both practical and emotional, forcing the king to fight this war while constantly looking over his shoulder at the empty space where his most loyal soldier should be. Art of War culminates not in a single battle, but in the solidification of a new, more dangerous era for Dwight Manfredi. The episode is a point of no return. By choosing to wage war on all fronts, Dwight has accepted his fate. He is no longer the reluctant King of Tulsa, he is its warlord. The threats to his family have stripped away the last vestiges of his attempt at legitimacy, revealing the hardened ex-con who will stop at nothing to protect what is his. This transformation is both his greatest strength and his ultimate tragedy. He has become the very thing he was trying to escape, but now he wears that identity like a suit of armor. The final moments of the episode set a devastating stage for the season's endgame. Dwight is isolated, but he is also focused and free from illusion. Every relationship is now a transaction or a threat. The trust is gone, replaced by the pure, simple calculus of survival. His crew, led by a rapidly maturing Tyson, must now follow him into a conflict that is darker and more personal than anything they have faced. The promo's final shot of Dwight preparing for war is a promise. The man who built an empire with ambition and bourbon will now defend it with blood and bullets. The art of war is about knowing your enemy, but as Dwight has just demonstrated, it's also about your enemy finally knowing the real, unrestrained you. And for the Dunmiers, Quiet Ray, and Agent Musso, that may be the most terrifying revelation of all.